everyone, Matthew Robinson, back again, and I'm here to give my review of Life or Death, the latest movie from DM Pictures and David Isaac Moore. Um, I reviewed Clash of the Criminals, and then I also reviewed, of course, Death on Swift Wings, and so this is the third installment in the David Moore trilogy. My thoughts on this film. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. David Moore is definitely getting better, especially with his storytelling ability. For the basic plot, for you guys who don't know, is that Eric Snipes is just been put into prison, and he gets a chance to get his record expunged. But the catch is he has to kill a guy named Wolfgang, a former enemy who he thought he had killed, but actually survived. So he's got to kill Wolfgang, and he gets a team to kill Wolfgang's gang and team, which of course leads to some violence at the end. Um, yeah, the camera angles are getting a lot better. I remember Death on Swift Wings had some really interesting camera angles, and he has some really interesting ones here in Life or Death. The acting is getting better. David Moore is definitely becoming a better actor, and a lot of the other actors are good. I like the guy who played Wolfgang, and of course Jordan Wilkin, who plays She Devil, was interesting. But a lot of the other characters were just very interesting. Had some good dialogue, but there also were a couple problems I do have to point out. Um, Dialogue-wise, there was some really good dialogue, but there was also some ones that I felt seemed a little forced. Like at the beginning, and this is a slight spoiler alert. It was doesn't spoil too much of the story. It's at the very beginning. There's a scene where Eric Snipes' character is talking to a pastor, and it's a good scene. I see what Moore was trying to do with it, but it feels a little too forced. And it was that hurt the beginning of the movie. I felt because it really chipped into his armor too much. Um, we also had a couple other scenes where he's talking to the woman who's a good actress as well, and it feels too like handed out there. I think if we didn't have the pastor scene in the beginning and then he talked to the girl and kind of opened up a little bit, um, the woman, I shouldn't say girl, um, I think I would have appreciated a little bit more. Lots of cursing in this one, but usually I'm against cursing in movies, but I liked it. There were a couple times where I felt like you didn't really have to say the F word, but it's okay. Action was pretty good. Um, Though I think one thing is, I think some of the fight scenes should be a little bit longer. Like I know in Classic Criminals there was this really great fight scene, and in this one I didn't feel like the fight scenes, except for at the hotel, were like I felt they could have been longer. Like there was so much build to like the end with all the violence, and then it just felt like they could have been a little bit longer. I felt like um, for a movie that was built this way, there should have been a little bit more suspense and conflict at the end. But that being said, it was still good. I still liked the action. I still enjoyed it. I thought it was well directed. And I said sometimes you don't have to have a fight drag on for so long because then the audience can get bored and think, okay, when's this going to be over with? So I understand it, and it is a short film. Um, but overall, I liked it. And it's definitely the best that David Moore has done and DM Pictures has done. Um, I like the Eric Snipes character. I like the saga. And it was solid. It was solid. Obviously there's still stuff to work on. Um, but I think there's a lot of potential here for some really cool stuff, and it has some good stuff in it, cool stuff in it now. So I'm gonna give this, and I'm ranking this on the level of an independent film, not as like a Hollywood film, but as an independent film, I would say this gets an 80 out of 100. Um, there's stuff you could have done to be better. Need to work a little bit on the dialogue. I felt in some places. Um, maybe a little bit on the action, since it's kind of advertised as an action film. But it's definitely good. It's definitely worth watching. So if you want to watch this film, you can watch it for free here on YouTube. Go to the link that's below, um, and check it out. And be sure if you want to give a review of this film, please give a review of it because he deserves to get reviews. He's getting a lot of attention and deservedly so. And I wish him the best, and I cannot wait to see the next DM Pictures movie. I will definitely watch it and definitely review it. I'm a fan. Alright, remember to, almost forgot. Guys, check out my new blog, Red Flag, the Red Flag Movie Productions blog, you can go to rfmp.wordpress.com and check out my blog. Please do. Please do. That's all I want to say. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time. It's on there.